Good morning friends, welcome to Sharekhan pre-market view. Indian markets on Friday had a very quiet bit of session. Indices opened up after the FNO expiry on Thursday. We went very high with Sensex putting 100 plus point gains. However, we gave some of those gains at the end of the day, managing to close positive by 37 points. If you look at the global markets, especially the US market on Friday, they were down in the early trades and quite volatile. However, due to the Russell index rebalancing, we saw some sort of late buying coming into the markets, and the Dow market, which was down about 70 points in the earlier part of the day, recouped most of its losses to close flat and close positive by 5 points. S&P was up by about 3 points, whereas Nasdaq put on 18-point gains. Asian markets currently today in early trade are trading in green. This is going to be an eventful week wherein there are going to be lots of data points which are going to come out, which is going to be key for markets to move ahead. The most important one being tomorrow, the Chinese PMI, which one has to closely watch out for. Asian markets are trading up, and so is Singapore Nifty. In Singapore Nifty is indicating 11 points gap up opening today. If you look at flows, flows are positive from FI point of view, especially in the cash market. They were biased to the tune of 182 crores in the cash market, a marginal seller by about 10 crore in the index future, whereas DII continued their selling speed, selling about 172 crore in the cash market. To have a view in terms of how Nifty is placed here, given that this is going to be a budget month and we are also going to have a quarterly closing now, let's have a view from Sadhana.
Good morning friends, let's have a view on derivatives. On first day of the July series, markets started the session on a positive note, and later we have seen that markets continue to trade in a narrow range of 15 to 20 points, like oscillating between positive and negative terrain. And Nifty finally somehow managed to close the session with a marginal gain of 0.12%. In this period, we have seen that on first day, profits have taken away by market players, as around 1.32 lakh shares were reduced in open interest, approximately 2,000 contracts were reduced, and Nifty futures price increased by approximately 9 rupees. On the other hand, cost of carry decreased by approximately 13% from 5.76 to 5.02. Along with Nifty futures premium decreased from 41 points to 35 odd levels. On the options front, PCR is increased marginally from 0.73 to 0.74, which is clearly indicating that call option has added good number of shares on Friday's trade than put option. On the Intermix, it is decreased by approximately 0.40% from 17.70 to 17.60. But ahead of announcement of Union Budget, we may see volatility to increase. On the options front, we have seen that 8,000 call option stands with highest number of shares in open interest, and in put option we have seen that 7,000 put option stands with good number of shares in open interest, followed by 7,300 and 7,400. So we may see market may trade in a broader range ahead of Union Budget. There is no security in bank period today. FIs were net sellers of 10 crores in index futures. They were net buyers of 1,000 crores in index options. They were net sellers of 896 crores in stock futures, and they were net buyers of 8 crores in stock options. Mainly they were active in index option along with stock futures. Our 5-day CVM stands at 7590. Lower range for the market would be 7,400. Higher range would be 7,650. At Singapore Nifty is plus 7 points, which is at 7546. So we may see positive marginal positive to flattish start in Nifty futures today. That's it from derivatives. Thank you.
Now friends, let's look at important news and actionable ideas for the day. The first one being Dr. Reddy. Now Dr. Reddy has launched duloxetine capsule. This has been launched in 20 mg, 30 mg and 60 mg in the US market. According to IMS Health, this capsule till April 2014 had a market size of about $5 billion. So this is a very positive news for Dr. Reddy's, and one can long Dr. Reddy with stop loss of 2501 for potential target of 2629 and above that at 2678. Next idea we have is Power Grid. Now Power Grid will invest close to 5,800 crore. This would be in Gujarat, especially expanding its network there. This will also be used to increase its capacity from currently 4,000 megawatt ampere to 19,000 megawatt ampere. This is very positive news for Power Grid. One can long it with stop loss of 134 for potential target of 141 and above that at 144. Now Shrey Infra and Tata Teleservices are in targeting to sell their stake in telecom company Viom Networks. Now, the company Viom Networks has already appointed Credit Suisse and Citibank as its merchant bankers. They are looking to raise about close to 2,000 crore from the stake sale and eyeing at a valuation of close to $4 billion. One can long Shrey with stop loss of 47 for potential target of 50. Also friends, HCC's subsidiary Lavasa Corporation is looking to list Lavasa. Now this would be positive for HCC as company, as per media sources, is looking to list close to 700 to 800 crore and is likely to file the red herring draft prospectus in the next 2 to 3 weeks. One can long HCC with stop loss of 43.5 for target of 47. Watch this for the day. Stock with positive bias. We like HDFC Bank, McLeod Russell. There is lots of action going on in the tea and the coffee sector. Balram Chini, again a sugar company, and Tata Motors. Whereas one can short Arvind Mills and Adani Enterprise with a stop loss about close to 1.5 to 2%. Moving on to the news update. Now CAG has suggested cancelling the nationwide broadband spectrum which was being allocated to Infotel Broadband Services Private Limited, which is now a Reliance industry company. Now the norms that they have violated is actually collusion and sharing of the confidential information with a third party in violation of the auction conditions and rules which were there. Also, Infosys, after the new head and CEO Vishal Shikha has joined, has found first casualty coming in. Their computers and communication head K. Murli Krishna has become the third high-profile exit which has happened from the company. Putting speculation on the rest, the coal minister and power minister Mr. Piyush Goyal has indicated that they have no plans in terms of splitting Coal India. They will more likely look at smoothing the edges which are there in the company and improve the efficiency and performance of Coal India. The new government wants to fix the coal sector quickly to ensure that there is uninterrupted electricity which is there across the country. Also, around 10 years after Zydus Cadila started manufacturing and distributing Dulocalux and Bucosprin, these are both gastro medicines. They have been transferred to BI company after the talks between two companies have failed to materialize ahead. A board of directors of ONGC on its board meet on Friday have decided to have an expansion and capex of about 5,706 crore. This would be for development of the Mumbai High project. Now Mumbai High is currently seeing about 5.2 billion cubic meters of gas gain, which would be now actually ramped up to about 7 million cubic ton of crude by 2030. It has also notified a new discovery in the GS6B sand in Gandhar. Also, IFCI has put on blocks its 26% stake which is held in JTCL, which is a special purpose vehicle having road toll project in Madhya Pradesh. The stake sale is likely to be completed by September. That's it friends, we have in today's session.